I've learned the value of partnerships, not just partnerships as far as doing deals, but partnerships as far as information, right? And understanding that I can leverage those people to give me the strength and to give me the backing that I need, that I wouldn't necessarily be able to do on my own. Right?
Exactly.
When you're standing out and you got to build a house on your own, it's a lot different than when you got subs and partners and all these, general, people around you that can help you. So I see a lot of young people, not just young people, they just get paralysis. Like literally, they're trying to analyze things that you can't have all the answers to.
Exactly. Now, I tell you another thing too that's very important is I often talk to young people about it. They say, man, I cannot get into the real estate business because I don't have money. I said, you don't need money. You need knowledge. You need to know how to get the money. So a lot of deals, I have done deals without any money transferring my hand, but taking possession of the house. And I've done some by owner financing from the person who want to sell it. A lot of these deals that y'all young guys going to come in contact with, the seller might still want income, but he don't say anything about it. So you engage him in conversation, and I bought 5 houses that way, where the seller want to get out of the property, they don't want no responsibility to the property, but he want income. So he's willing to own the finance it. Now, by him owning finance, I don't need a whole lot of money. Now, what I can do, I can take all the rest of the money, and now I can renovate the building. And then I can go in and refinance it and pay the seller off. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. You're thinking, even when I got in this business, people ask me all the time, I said, man, how did you do it? I bought an apartment building in Ruckersville for $225,000. I need $80,000 to pay down. I didn't have the $80,000 to pay down, for say, and so I got to talking to one of my customers about, because he was in real estate, and he was telling me, he said, "LA, I tell you what to do. You take your portfolio to the bank. They want to sell it. Then you talk to the seller and see if they take back a second." I bought that building for $941. Never forget.
Yep.
Out of my pocket. Now that building I bought it for $225,000. Now it's worth over $800,000.
I think a lot of people don't know how to explain the benefit to the seller, right? It's a benefit to the buyer, but they never explain the benefit to the seller.
Exactly.
The benefit to the seller is that if they sell that property, then they're gonna owe capital gains tax, right? So if they hold a second, right? If they hold a mortgage, they get the money in pieces, in mailbox money, which is taxed much differently than if you sell it all at once, right? So I think sometimes you have to, when you talk about knowledge, it's just not knowledge of like what you're trying to do. It's a knowledge of the entire game. Right?
Exactly.
It's a knowledge of how everything reacts. So when I'm thinking, I was like, man, 5 or 6, 7, 8 years ago, my dad lost $100,000, right? And it is, you lose $100,000. But when it comes down to tax time, if you made money, sometimes that $100,000 that you lost,
you didn't really lose it.
You're gonna recoup it if you're in it for the long haul, right?
Learn how to play the game.
You gotta play the game.
Learn how to play the game. And it is a game to play.
It is.
And we are in a very unique position that if we pool our knowledge together, it's not all about how much money you need. And then another thing, I think is to also be very careful. It's not about how many buildings you have. One time, true statement, I couldn't even tell you how many buildings I have. People ask me all the time, how many buildings do you have? I'm thinking, I don't know. I just keep buying them. When opportunity presents itself, I buy them. Now, the numbers has to work. So I don't just buy a building because it look good.
Right.
The numbers has to work. And I'm going to buy it if it has a positive cash flow. Absolutely. And I see the opportunity there. Yeah. And then another thing too, I think was really, really important. Don't think you have to do everything. Put people in your circle that know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.